All right, we back with another one. This story comes out of Montgomery, Alabama. This story I had on the back burner for a while, been meaning to get around to it, so here we go. Get your popcorn ready because this is one of those crazy ones. At the end, it's gonna make you ask, like, how the hell did this guy get that far? Let's get into it. Former FBI agent convicted for sexually assaulting an 11-year-old girl while serving as state trooper. Story comes out of the Associated Press. Kim Chandler, June 14, 2024. Montgomery, Alabama. A former FBI agent was convicted Friday of sexually assaulting an 11-year-old girl while serving as an Alabama state trooper. A law enforcement job he landed even after he was kicked out of the FBI amid earlier claims that he had raped a coworker at knife point. My goodness, do tell us more. Christopher Bauer's case, first detailed in an Associated Press investigation, showed he was able to hide a checkered past and move from one law enforcement job to another with the help of an allegedly forged letter making it appear he was eligible for rehire. Bauer, 44, was found guilty of first-degree sodomy and sexual abuse of a child under 12 following a week-long trial during which his attorneys claimed the girl had made up the allegations. Sentencing was scheduled for August 1st. Bauer, who has been jailed since his 2021 arrest, faces similar child sex abuse charges outside New Orleans. Louisiana State Police said Friday they intend to extradite him following the Alabama proceedings. Messages were sent to Bauer's attorney seeking comment. Bauer did not respond to a letter AP sent him in jail. During the Alabama trial, the child, who is now a young teen, testified through tears that she was repeatedly abused by Bauer over a period of years, too scared to say no or to tell anyone what was happening. Jurors also saw a recording of the child's 2021 interview with a child abuse investigator in which she described the same abuse. The AP is withholding some details of the allegations to protect the girl's identity. Law enforcement became involved after the child eventually told a friend, and the friend's parents alerted the school. Bauer took the stand and testified in his defense during the trial, responding no, never, when asked if he abused or sodomized the child. If she said I did something to her, then yes, that's a lie, he said on cross-examination. Bauer's time in the FBI was not discussed in detail at the trial. The judge granted a defense request to exclude statements about the allegations by a co-worker in Louisiana that he had raped her at knife point. This sounds familiar, doesn't it? Sounds like the same thing they did in that Cal Rittenhouse case where the judge excluded him saying he wanted to go out there and shoot some people. They stay on code, don't they? Even though when they wrong. The FBI has said Bauer forged a letter that scrubbed his record clean and helped clear the way to his hiring by the Alabama State Police in 2019. The document obtained by AP confirmed his decade of credible service and deemed him eligible for rehire. So, damn, he forging letters and everything. After Bauer's arrest, the FBI told the AP the letter in question was not legitimate, but declined to comment on its subsequent investigation. Federal authorities did not charge Bauer, but had been prepared to do so if he had been released from state custody. According to two former law enforcement officials who weren't authorized to discuss the federal inquiry and spoke on the condition of anonymity. Bauer's arrest came amid a reckoning in which the FBI pledged to crack down on sexual misconduct following AP reporting that found a pattern of supervisors avoiding discipline and retiring with full benefits even after claims of sexual misconduct against them had been sustained. The case also highlights the slipshod system of decertification in the United States in which problematic officers have remained in law enforcement by joining a new agency or relocating to a different state. For years, federal law enforcement agencies did not provide data on fired or disciplined agents to the National decertification index. Imagine that. Alabama authorities either overlooked or were unaware of Bauer's earlier misconduct. Uh, they overlooked it. That's what it is. AP's investigation found that he omitted his ouster from the FBI on his application to the Alabama State Police, including that he had been suspended without pay and stripped of his security clearance in 2018 amid a string of sexual misconduct allegations he faced working in the FBI's New Orleans office. An internal inquiry found that Bauer, at a minimum, violated FBI policy, including by having sex in an FBI vehicle. I'm pretty sure he did it everywhere. In the headquarters, in the vehicles, outdoors. Sound like a freak. Many of the allegations played out in Louisiana court filings that had been public for a year when Bauer was hired in Alabama. The woman who accused him of rape and co-worker of Bauer's at the FBI wrote in an application for a restraining order that Bauer had choked her and made her scared for her life. Bauer has disputed these claims, telling colleagues that the acts were consensual. But the woman previously told AP that Bauer sexually assaulted her so frequently her hair began to fall out. It was a year of torture, she said. He quite literally would keep me awake for days. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. And in 6 months, I went from 150 pounds to 92 pounds. I was physically dying from what he was doing to me. Oh my goodness, this guy sounds like a real piece of work, doesn't he? How did he even get that high to be an FBI agent? I thought they screen these people before they hire them. You know, make them take a psychological test and all that just to see where their mind frame is. My God. He's raping women at knife point, allegedly. And then little girls as a state trooper. My goodness, is this what's going on in law enforcement? FBI, and then he's writing, forging letters to continue working in law enforcement. I believe people knew what he was. You know, they see themselves in these people, so they give him another chance, even though they just rotten and dirty to the core. This guy running around raping women and playing with little kids, and he's law enforcement. I would like to pull his jacket when he was FBI and state trooper just to see the type of arrests he made. You know, when you have officers out here doing stuff like that, or even FBI agents, anybody they arrest, you probably need to look at what was going on in that situation. And if anything was questionable, if they're still locked up, you probably need to release them, because individual like that, they pretty much capable of anything trying to get you in jail. His little sexual spree on the outside is over. Well, he can have a little sexual escapade in jail now. Welcome to all the booty he want in jail. But you see how they stay on code with some things, even though this guy's out here raping little girls and raping other FBI agents. He was allowed to get a job as a state trooper. Now, I believe many of these people knew what he was, and they just hired him because he's one of those good old boys. You hear how the judge didn't allow what was happening when he was an FBI agent to play a part in this case involving a child. Basically said, "Nah, we're not going to talk about his rape allegations when he was an FBI agent." That's what staying on code looks like. They knew what this guy was, and they let him continue to be employed in law enforcement. They don't want to charge him, or I shouldn't. Let me word this correctly. They didn't charge him for the forgery of the documents. They said they would charge him if he was released from the state. So basically, they gave him a break on that charge. Now, you know, when they charge a non-white person, they throw the book at them. They're going to give them everything they can give you. That's the way the system is. All right, y'all, let me know what y'all think, and we'll see you on the next one.